website Waltz. Now, I'm not a website designer. I have my gorgeous boys. So I have George and Marco who do my website stuff, as well as they work with lightning sites. So I don't do any website. I am in charge of making sure the website is our online studio or our online sales site. So it needs to reflect, the website has to reflect your branding, your values, your cultures, and it needs to have a similar feeling when you open the website as to when you would walk in the studio. So it's hard to get that across, but it's what we need to try and do so that people know what to expect when they walk through your doors. So I'm just going to grab my water. You have 3 seconds. So this, ready? That's how long you have. If you haven't captured your audience in that 3 seconds, they're off. If you haven't captured them, they're off to the next website. So that's not very long, quite clearly. So you've got to make sure your branding's eye-catching, something that people are going to like. Might be a good one-liner. You know, you might have a good tagline, like just do it. It might be that you have lots of images that's relevant to your brand, but are really eye-catching as well, or videos or something like that. But 3 seconds is it. That's all you've got. So if you confuse, you lose. So you need to check your website journey for each avatar. We did talk about it at the start, but each avatar from each program will have a different focus when they go onto that website. So you need to jump on as that preschool parent and go, is this easy? Do I know where to go? Or is it too hard? I'm just going to go somewhere else. Okay. So make sure you check the journey. And if it gets too hard, they're just going to try somewhere else. So you might be the best studio in the area, but if your website's not showing that it's easy to get to see that, they don't need to stay there. Especially, like, I know my husband, I've heard him a zillion times go, oh, this is stupid, I'm just going to go into another one. Like, they're not going to, some people are just not going to persist. Unless they already know you and they appreciate you, they're not going to persist. They're just going to jump down the road to a studio that might not be as good, but hey, their website's easy to it's really functional, easy to use. You know, so it's something you want to think about. Make sure you have lots of calls to action. People don't actually know what you want them to do necessarily. Sometimes it's obvious, but have them everywhere on the page, like more than once. But just make sure you have call to actions, because what do you want them to do? Do you want them to book a class? Do you want them to book a call? Do you want them just to go on a list? You're going to send them another email? Oh, I don't know. Make sure there's a call to action saying, do this now. Remember, make the journey easy, quick, and then go and click, click, click. It's easy. And I've already got my autoresponder, so I know they've got my message. I don't have to look any further. Shut down. Don't go into any other studios. That's what we want. Okay, so make sure they know what you want them to do. Search engine optimization is painful. I'm going to say it. It's painful. So what is it? It's the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website to ensure that the website appears high on the list of results returned by the search engine. So if we type in, you know, Dance Studios Tullamarine, you want to come up first. Or Dance Studio near me, you want to come up first. You know what I'm saying, right? So this is something that most people would outsource, but understanding the basics of it just gives you a bit of a help. Oh, down the bottom, I just put the blogs improve your SEO. So don't forget ChatGPT. You can write those in 2 seconds. You can write you 10 in 15 minutes, less. Yeah, so it's something that you might want to outsource. Now, I had a friend, actually at the Melbourne event, one of the ladies came, studio owners came and said she was about to pour, I think it was $10,000. She said $10,000 into SEO for the year, was that a year or not sure? No, she was about to sign a contract for $10,000 for SEO, like, because she'd noticed her studio dropping when they typed it in, it was dropping in the rankings. Wow, $10,000. You could hire a staff member in the Philippines to do that for you, as well as a whole heap of other things for like nowhere near that amount of money. It was a crazy amount of money. Or, which also you might want to look into, our website host, they offer SEO and at a fraction of that cost as well. So that might be another thing, because I know lightning sites definitely offer SEO. So, you know, there's other ways that you can look at this, but it is very expensive if you want to get it done in Australia, but you do need to do it. I mean, coming up high in a search is really important. So constantly check where you're coming up when they're searching, and searching different things for you and getting onto that is probably a good idea. This is where these guys do our SEO for us. Our website comes, we have 2 websites. We have a sales website, which would be what you've probably got, and we have a membership website. So you would probably not have a membership, but you might have your free one that you do yourself underneath that. But remembering your website is your sales site, because that's what you want to do. It's to draw people into your studio and to get numbers up. So don't think of it as anything for the current students, really. And that's why having the internal website's great, the Google site, because this is all just about attracting people to you, right? This is your online studio. We've just given you a link here for Lightning sites, and I'll show you a bit more about that later. But as I said, they run dance sites as well. So summing up your websites, does your website have the right feel? How is your customer journey for each avatar? So your hip hop teenager, your preschool mum, your elite ballet student, your casual tap dancer, but each will have a different journey and a different want. So make sure you've researched all of those. 3 seconds, have you got their attention? And is your information clean, easy to read? Do they know what you want them to do? Is the call to action clear? Is your SEO, like, are you coming up really well when they search for you? All of those things. Okay. All right. So that's our website. Well, we're getting there. So how's everyone doing? Checking is still okay. Still ready to go on, because we've only got 2 to go. We're getting there. Yay. All right. Our last 2. So social media. This is a hard one. I think most of our people, excuse me, are going to be on Facebook and Instagram, Meta users. TikTok and YouTube, probably more for the kids. I'm sorry, my throat does get a bit dry. All right, so this is the data, which I found super duper interesting. So I'm just going to quickly read the data to you. So 85% of online leads come from either Google or Facebook, right? So there's around 25 million people in Australia. 17 million have Facebook. That's 80% of the Australian population. The US population sits at about 335.7 million, crazy amount, and an estimated 239 million have Facebook accounts. So that's 71.43% of the population. New Zealand Facebook dominated at 81% of the population each month, and Canada had 78% of their population. So while those kids are saying to me all the time, oh, Facebook's for grandmas, I'm getting that all the time. No, I don't have Facebook. Well, this just proves that most people do have Facebook. So I think while, Instagram certainly, which is attached to Facebook anyway, and certainly TikTok and YouTube and all those are just popular, I think you can't really bypass good old Meta, even though they're charging us a fortune. So I know Facebook, really, you're not getting much from it anymore unless you're paying, which is sad. But, you've got your groups. So you're cultivating your current audience. You can cultivate having a good Facebook and Insta account set up, reflecting your branding and your culture so people can look at that. I mean, I know if I get a new studio inquiry, the first thing I do is go to their Facebook page, look at their Facebook page, and then click on their link to their website. So I actually go via Facebook to get to their website. Because obviously when someone joins our studio, joins our business program, we research their studio and see where we can help. So, but yeah, I go Facebook first. And that's just, I didn't even realize I was doing it until I was reading all this information about how popular it is still. So, making sure you have, use it as a cultivation thing for your current audience and have lots of groups and, get the parents involved in the socializing aspect as well to help create the culture. And you do have to post regularly. I will check out, if I'm going somewhere, I'll check out their Facebook page and go, oh yeah, they're obviously still around. They're still posting everything. Oh, that's really cute. Whatever it might be, but you've got to be posting regularly. So talking about posting regularly, we're going to schedule, we'll batch our posts. So we'll sit down for a day. You'll sit down and you'll batch all of your posts that are going to go out. So that they're all, themed. You can make, the content. So say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is scheduled posts. So you're going to give them themes and they'll go out every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, no matter what. Yeah. And that's just going to happen every week. So you'll probably get them like, okay, so say Monday might be Motivational Monday, Tip Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday, whatever your your theme is, but giving yourself a theme just makes it really easy to batch those ones that are going to go out every week, no matter what. Depending on what you use for scheduling, so you'll need a tool, obviously, to schedule. So like Canva, Techmatics, I think you can schedule on Meta. You'll schedule at least 3 days a week, but you want to schedule in advance. So look, I have sat down and written 12 months at once, but I think that was a lot. I would suggest you do it every 3 months, just stay 3 months ahead. Worst case, even a month ahead, but always stay that ahead so that you just you're scheduling, and you can rinse and repeat the post. So once you get a 12 months worth of posts, the next 12 months, you just need to look at them and go, okay, well, that student left, so we don't want that in there anymore, but we'll put this one in instead. So it's just a cleaning, and then repost the same ones. And people say things like, oh, I don't want to do that because I've already put them up. But guess what? Majority of people aren't seeing them the first time anyway. And if that 1 or 2 people that saw them, they're probably just going to go, oh, I remember that post. Yeah. Nobody is going to go, oh, that's disgusting, you shouldn't have reposted. So just reuse them. Yeah, reuse them, rinse and repeat, fix them up a little bit, chuck them back on. Yeah, definitely. But do end up with a 12 months set once you've obviously have a good system, so you know what you've done before, and just have them all listed in your spreadsheet or wherever you're going to pop those. Okay, so that's your scheduled ones. You will still have to have your organic posts, of course. So having your what's happening right now, it's up to date. You know, it might be videos of kids dancing, it might be achievements, it might be an upcoming event, it might be comms, it might be exams, it might be at the fete down the road, whatever that might be. It might be lives from the kids in class having some fun. Get the teachers involved. The teacher might take over for the day, and that might be the, you know, the I don't know, the contemporary classes week to take over the, you know, the Instagram and the Facebook accounts. Yeah, make it a bit of fun. Let them take over. You don't have to give them your phone. You can just make them have access for that day. But yeah, I do those most days. Most days that you can, chuck up organic posts. Yeah, don't worry if you've got scheduled ones. Just forget about those. They're already done. And just chuck these up whenever you can, whenever something interesting comes up. Having TikTok and YouTube account is great. I would do it. It's fun, not hard to set up. You know, I don't think they're going to bring you many students, but they're really good to have. You know, the kids love doing some of the TikTok dances. Let them get involved in that. Even having a special day where you do TikTok. So I don't know, you can use it. YouTube's awesome for putting up like choreography or something that you want to put up there. You can make it private. You can make it shared. You can play around with that a little bit. I have some of my comp dances up there just because I didn't want to lose them. Like, it's been a long time. And I just didn't want to lose them. So we popped them up there and they're just sitting on YouTube. So if you want any of those, let me know and I'll send you a link. But yeah, I would have both of those as well, but focus on your Meta. Facebook training is obviously Facebook's a specialty. So, and Meta advertising is a specialty. I don't do training on that, but on our member site, we do have several training videos on Facebook and Meta advertising. There is, and as I was saying before, there is a new thing on Meta, which we're trying at the moment, but it's using AI to actually get your audience. So I think you probably all found it's quite hard to set your audience because we're very localized, so sometimes it can be hard to get the right audience mix. This would allow the Facebook to choose your audience. So what happens if you use, I think it's called Advantage Plus or something to that effect. So if your text and copy says dance, singing, acting, 10 to 12-year-olds, these areas. So if your text and your image says that, then Facebook AI is going to read that and interpret that and try to send to that audience for you. It's so new. I don't really know how it's working yet. We haven't really got the stats back for it, but that's something that could be really handy for studio owners. It's definitely worth having a try and seeing how that goes.